Donald Trump has a long and explosive history with the media. From press conferences to late-night tweets, he has repeatedly accused journalists of lying, manipulating facts, and destroying his reputation. On multiple occasions, Trump has gone even further, threatening lawsuits against major media organizations, including the BBC. Today, we're counting down 10 times Donald Trump threatened to sue the media and why these moments made headlines. Threat against the BBC, Brexit coverage. Trump criticized the BBC for what he called anti-Brexit propaganda. During interviews, he accused the network of misrepresenting his views and hinted that legal action should be considered if the reporting continued. While no lawsuit was filed, the threat itself sparked international headlines.
In a little while, you'll be seeing I'm suing the BBC for putting words in my mouth, literally. They put words in my mouth. They had me saying things that I never said coming out. I guess they used AI or something.
BBC interview editing accusations. After a BBC interview aired with edited segments, Trump publicly accused the network of deceptive editing. He claimed the edits changed the context of his statements and suggested the BBC could be legally accountable.
Are you going ahead and suing the BBC?
Well, I guess I have to. Why not? Because they defrauded the public, and they've admitted it, and their top echelon.
Director General and the CEO
This
both
is
resigned.
within one of our great allies. They actually changed my January 6th speech, which was a beautiful speech, which was a very calming speech, and they made it sound radical.
Threat to sue CNN for fake news. In 2019, Trump's legal team sent a letter to CNN demanding a retraction and apology. The letter accused CNN of defamation and warned that legal action was being considered if coverage did not change.
Check it out. Yeah, right.
Medical professionals have warned for decades.
I said, no, not you. You're CNN. You're fake news. Go ahead.
Lawsuit threat against the New York Times. Trump repeatedly threatened to sue the New York Times over reports related to his tax records and Russia investigations. He called the stories totally false and claimed they were designed to damage him politically.
New this morning, President Donald Trump is filing a $15 billion defamation lawsuit against the New York Times and 4 of its journalists.
Yeah, this just happened overnight. He claims the paper lied about him and defamed him. This lawsuit names several articles and even one book published in the lead up to the 2024 election. His lawsuit also claims they are part of a, quote, decades-long pattern of intentional and malicious defamation against Trump. The Times has not responded to a request for comment from the AP.
ABC News lawsuit warning. After ABC aired critical segments about Trump's business dealings, he accused the network of knowingly spreading lies. Trump publicly suggested ABC should be sued for defamation.
News settles a defamation lawsuit with President-elect Donald Trump. Trump sued the network and anchor George Stephanopoulos over an interview he did with South Carolina Republican Representative Nancy Mace. During the interview, Stephanopoulos repeatedly said Trump raped writer E. Jean Carroll, who sued the president-elect for sexual abuse in a civil case. A jury found Trump guilty, but said the alleged assault did not meet the legal definition of rape. As part of the settlement, ABC has agreed to pay $15 million for a future Trump presidential library. ABC will also pay an additional $1 million to cover Trump's legal fees, as well as apologize for the error.
Threats toward NBC and Saturday Night Live. Trump attacked NBC over both news coverage and Saturday Night Live skits. He claimed the portrayals were defamatory and questioned why networks were allowed to get away with it without lawsuits. CBS and 60 Minutes accusations. Trump accused CBS's 60 Minutes of manipulating interviews and misleading viewers. He demanded investigations and implied that legal action could follow if the network refused to release full transcripts.
One on 60 Minutes, you know about that, where they took Kamala's answer, which was a crazy answer, a horrible answer, and they took the whole answer out and they replaced it with something else she said later on in the interview, which wasn't a great answer, but it wasn't like the first one. The first was grossly incompetent. It was weird. And that was fraud and election interference by their news magazine, a big part of CBS News.
Washington Post legal threats. Trump frequently targeted the Washington Post, claiming owner Jeff Bezos used the paper as a political weapon. He publicly suggested the outlet should face lawsuits for what he called reckless reporting. threat against media over January 6th coverage. Following coverage of the January 6th Capitol riot, Trump accused multiple outlets of spreading false narratives. He warned that media organizations would pay a big legal price for mischaracterizing his role.
Are you going ahead and suing the BBC?
Well, I guess I have to. Why not? Because they defrauded the public, and they've admitted it, and they're top echelon.
Director General and the CEO
This
both
is
resigned.
within one of our great allies. They actually changed my January 6th speech, which was a beautiful speech, which was a very calming speech, and they made it sound radical. And they actually changed it. What they did was rather incredible. They're showing me the results later on, the results of what they did, how they butchered it up. But it was very dishonest, and the head man quit, and a lot of the other people.
Renewed BBC threats over historical narratives. Years after his presidency, Trump again criticized the BBC for documentaries and retrospective political analysis. He accused the network of rewriting history and once more raised the possibility of legal action. Love him or hate him, Donald Trump's relationship with the media has always been explosive. Lawsuits, threats, and public attacks became a defining feature of his political brand. Do you think media outlets should be held legally accountable, or is this just part of political theater? Comment below, subscribe for more political breakdowns, and stay tuned for the next story.